rig of boys and the rig of girls. But we were stuck a bit with other sports. Other sports still call them women and men. But yes, I would say it's a girl. And it's not so much a woman, the category. But Iraq has been a tremendous improvement in compound.
Absolutely.
They have top archers on several World Cups already showing up in the World Championships already in Ulsan in Korea. And it's clear that the para archers from Iraq have got medals in the Paralympic Games. So let's say that archery is growing fast in Iraq, and the proof is here that also a young generation is coming to the finals.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, is learning to see this younger generation. We are going to have to get a close-up of that ponytail before this event's over, because in true Dutch fashion, she's out here to make a statement with a big purple ponytail. So if she put that much time and energy into coming out here to the World Championships with a cool hairdo, I think we should at least show it off a little bit later. All right, let's see what we've got here. First caliper release for the week that I've seen.
Yep. Deadly
in the wind. She came out of that shot like a Peter Elzinga right there. She's like, they like pulling through hard over there. They've got so many good archers in the Netherlands. It's a great country, and obviously JVD being over there too, supporting archery to the world. Hide everyone over there. There's been really good matches so far. It's even if whether the archers are shooting good or bad, it seems like the competitor next to him have kind of done the same. So we've had good matches. Now you will see for the first time that windsock is slightly pushing away from us, so you can see that little group being a little bit to the left there. Good to see our scoreboards working again.
Yes. Fatimah is 1 point below to Evelien, 26 and 27, but we have to see a liner. The last arrows are 8, very close to a line. We mark it in the graphic like an asterisk, which means that this 8 could be a 9.
It's unofficially
keep an 8, yes.
And
but going back to the releaser, it's in many countries that they start compound at the beginning. They use this
the caliper release, the wrist strap, yeah.
And when they start developing and growing in the compound, they go back to back tension release, to all the different options you have. But so it's not strange to see this caliber releaser with the trigger in the index finger in some countries that they are not too developed and have not so many arches.
Yeah. This is, I think that's something that we saw a lot more of in years past, and we continue to see less and less of it, because
it's easy to start shooting like this. It's easier at the beginning, but then you have a limit.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to all the different styles. For the most part, it's very difficult to continually try to have surprise shots with a caliper release, because the most sensitive finger on your hand is your index finger, right? So you can really start to anticipate any bit of pressure that you're putting on that trigger. So by moving that trigger to your thumb, which has a lot less sensitivity, you're able to focus more with pulling through with your back rather than your finger.
And punching.
Yeah.
Getting the shot, yes.
And you can see that she's got her finger, the trigger right on the tip of her finger. Yep. Whereas what I really like to coach people, if they're set on having a wrist strap, is to be able to get their finger completely curled all the way around that trigger, and then relax the other 3 fingers so that they're maintaining pressure on the trigger, and they can activate it by pulling with their back.
The entire arm, if
you put the tip of your finger on it, then it's easy to just flick it or swat it. And then what happens, especially in a situation like this, you get to the point where you're not aiming very long, which we've seen from her.
If you're
on the gold, you kind of just hit it, and that's what you don't want.
And adrenaline affect more. You are more nervous. You make the shot faster, or maybe too soon.
Absolutely.
And a little reaction might happen. But we can see that
she came in qualified
yes.
#1, and I can tell you from experience that style of shooting can be extremely dangerous for other archers in foul weather conditions.
Yes.
So the rain and the wind played right into her favor.
She managed to do this with this way to release.
My issue with that style of release was when I shot it, and I shot one for a lot of years, my good days would be phenomenal, but then my bad days would be almost embarrassing, and I didn't like the inconsistency. I wanted to I would rather not be as good on my best day and rather be consistent, continual through the year. And that's what I found when I went to the handheld release. Sorry, I've just bumped that with my finger. Hopefully we're making a few little adjustments to our sight here.
Yeah, she was on the left. She has adjusted definitely. It's going still on the left, but much better in the 9. But if she wants to keep alive to the last end, she has to go to the center. Still on the left, good grouping.
Little group. Yep. Needs to make some adjustments.
Which she's about to do right now. Yes, she's doing it now.
Looks solid. Let's get a shot of that ponytail over there. She's got a little blue in there, a little bit of purple. It's like a box of Twix cereal. Kind of has a little bit of everything going on in there.
Still 2-point lead. Evelien, our TV crew is trying to do it.
She's got to turn around though.
Let's see if she can turn. And we see the ponytail. That's you are
She's
so
hiding
curious.
it. She knows we're talking about her, so she's like, yeah. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it. I think you might. There we go. Nice shot. You won't believe it, but I think I had that color hair before myself.
I'm afraid to ask you why.
I was kind of a punk rocker in high school. I had our school colors were blue and gold, so I had gold hair with like blue highlights in it. And then I think one time I did that color actually because when I signed my scholarship for football, the team colors were purple and white. So I dyed my hair color purple. I believe the technical term was eggplant. It was the color choice. So
okay, let's go back to the.
Now I've just gone with silver. So
that's
same thing. Still just elegant. A fuzz left.
It's a pity that you lose so many points by not correcting accurately. It's important to learn that when an arrow goes there and you know that you have shot it, you know how many clicks to put it in the center.
In a way, it's good because some mistakes that the juniors make is trying, if they're not shooting good, they want to change their equipment. Sometimes it's good to just have so much faith that your bow and your equipment is right that you're not really wanting to make too much adjustments. But in this point of view, she's making way better shot.
She got it.
That shot, she actually pulled through the release, and you could see her whole hand come back. That first end, she was just hitting the trigger with her finger, and you can see the difference in left and rights were substantial.
Still a 4-point lead for Evelien, and this end, they both did 29-29.
And we are going into our final 3 arrows of this gold medal final.
They tied in this end, but it's still Evelien leading by 4 points. So we have one more and to go.
If you could pick
coming back 4, it's tough.
If you could pick one item in archery, because right now we're talking about releases, but if you could pick one archery item that completely changed the results in the sport, what would it be?
The results in the sport?
Like that helped improve scores. If you could pick just one thing that had the most impact.
In equipment?
In equipment, the one thing that had the most impact.
You got me here. In recurve?
Can I step in? I actually think arrows have, the small diameter, heavy mass arrow.
Yep.
You
I
know,
would
when the
agree.
ACE and the X10 came into the games, it completely changed scores, didn't it?
Oops, 2 points came back now with the 10 of Fatimah
Yeah.
against an 8 of
Like I
Evelien.
said, it's always like a volley.
Yes, you're
You
right.
can see she's got her finger around the trigger
Yes.
much better now than in the
Yeah,
first
the
ends.
deeper, yes. So she's using more.
Her coach hopefully was the one that said that, you know. Oof.
Oops.
All right, we
We
got a ball game
we
now.
are back on game. Back on the game. 1 point of lead of Evelien with the
See,
last
she's got her finger around there.
Yes.
Hopefully she pulls. There we go.
8.
Her pin wasn't on the target,
Yeah.
but at least she came through. So we need a solid shot right here. It was a little quick.
Oops. 8 or 7. It's liner. It's very close to call. Let's say I think it's more a 7 than the 8, but let's see what the judges say. They have to use magnifying glasses and look if the arrow is touching the line. As soon as it's touching the line, it's the next score. Call it getting the point by the
Yeah.
liner. Let's see what the judges are saying. It looks like now they have to go.
Yeah, this could.
Yeah.
This
They
is
are looking.
this is almost going to be an even matchup here.
They're
Going
looking
in.
with the liner, as exactly we can see. She has to go the magnifying glasses, look the line, and see if the line is touching the arrow is touching the line. It's
Tied up.
tie. Ah, excellent.
Good
I
for the
th-
crowd.
Amazing. 4 points in the third end, in the fourth end, sorry. And I thought the match was over. 4 points coming back is not easy, but they make it excited
Oh, yeah.
for us and for the audience.
Like I said, it's no matter what the other one's doing, it seems like you kind of are just following your opponent.
You're totally right. And we know the shoot-off is 1 arrow, 1 dramatic arrow to shoot, and the measure the closest to the center. So to make the measurement accurate, just in case, there is obligatory to change the target face. The judges are putting new target face, the field play crew.
Yeah, and a big reason why that happens is just in case an arrow gets shot close to that same hole,
Yeah.
especially when you're coming down to the importance of a medal like this. You want to be able to make absolute sure that you're just looking at one hole.
Imagine all your training, how many hours and arrows, so much adrenaline, excitement, and everything end by 1 arrow. We hear a sport presentation team putting the heartbeat sound. Keep some drama.
Yeah, but I can tell you they're hearing that themselves already. Well, that's as long as she's
Yes.
held the whole time.
Yes.
9 or 10.
Wow, she
I would
really
say-
tried to make a good
I would say it's a
shot.
9, but again, it's too close to call. Oh, I think she
Oh.
got it. It's closer. No matter if it's 9 or 10, it's clear that Fatimah did it closer to the center. So she got the gold. The Iraq archer got the gold.
Yep.
This is very good news for Iraq, of course.
Yeah, congratulations,
Congratulations.
everybody back there. It's,
She started
Evening.
behind. She was all time behind until the last arrow
Yep.
of the 5th end that she tied the match. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a comeback.
it's awesome.
We are pretty sure that this is the first time
That's archery.
Yes, the
Never-
president of the Iraqi Archery Federation jumping in a not allowed area,
Yeah.
but it's all totally normal and justified for the happiness. It's a long trip. They struggle a lot to travel to get the funds to come to events.
Absolutely.
As you can imagine, it's not easy to get the funds for a sport like archery in Iraq. And coming here, staying all this time, making all this effort, going through the visas process, to the flight arrangement is not easy for them. And
Oh,
getting
yeah.
back with the gold is an amazing
Yeah.
success and achievement.
Congratulations. That's awesome.